Good morning and welcome to ONNtv Mornings with Luann and Tim. He's Tim.
She's Luann.
Yeah.
Good.
It's been like that for a long time.
Several years.
Yeah, several.
I almost said the real number.
Yeah, no, don't want to do
It's
that.
another beautiful day.
Holy, nice sleeping too, eh?
What's that?
Nice sleeping weather.
Beautiful.
Like, keep the windows open and it's actually comfortable.
I don't know when I turned into an old man, Luann, but it's happened. It's official. Because last night at 8 o'clock, I was in my pajamas in the front yard watering my flowers.
I bet your neighbors were thrilled.
Honestly, I was literally, I looked at myself and I thought, I feel like Darren from Bewitched. Like
So
it's in my little pajamas and watering
you weren't watering wearing the thong and just a t-shirt.
Not last night.
Not those PJs.
Not those, no.
All right, different
I have
PJs.
matching PJs.
Do you? Do
It's
they
an
have feet?
ensemble. No, they don't
they
have
have feet
feet.
in
No,
them?
no, but I do have denim slippers that.
I have no doubt. Do they have a bum trap?
Stop it. No, so I was watering because, in this kind of weather, you have to water. Is it true that if you water your grass during the day, it can cause your grass to burn? I think that's a thing. You should only, on hot, dry weather, you should water your grass in the evenings.
I always heard that you need to do that with flowers or grass because it evaporates too fast.
Yeah, and I think the water heats up or something too with the soil.
It boils the earth.
Yeah, so
And it's almost like, who's coming to visit?
I had my mother over yesterday. Now, my mother has dementia, and she's at Mapleview. And
You had her to the house?
Yeah, I haven't
Awesome.
had her over in a long time, but she gets her hair done.
Yes.
We take her out for get her hair done, and then we went for ice cream at Dairy Queen. And so we grabbed a Blizzard for Keith, and we went back to the house, and he was working around the yard, and so I brought Mom into the backyard. Oh, she had the best time looking at the flowers and the gardens, and yeah, we spent about an hour in the backyard having ice cream cones and.
What a nice boy you are.
No, I'm just, I'm one of many of the great children that my mother has.
Yeah, she's had
My
a
sisters
lot.
are
Does she like
amazing
Keith?
too. She now
Now that she doesn't
now
remember
that
him.
she doesn't remember him, she's quite fond of him. No, she does. She always says, that boy can do anything. Yeah, no.
Aww.
And
he can.
He can. So it was a really lovely evening. I took her back to Mapleview in time for dinner and visited her a little while longer. And then I got home to Mr. Bowser and we had a lovely evening at home. I watered my plants and what about you?
In your PJs watering your plants.
Yeah, like an old
pajamas.
man. Like an old man.
Just like an old man. I cleaned the house because kids are coming home.
Oh, are they?
Yes. Sarah and her mother-in-law are coming tomorrow.
Okay.
And Caitlin and my mother are coming on Friday.
You see your mother a lot.
Yes, I do.
That's great.
I love her.
Yeah.
I love her and I like her.
That's nice.
She's such an, you have to meet her.
Is this your first time seeing Caitlin since she got engaged?
Yes!
Okay.
I haven't seen the ring yet.
You can see the. I wonder if it's as big as the one that Bieber gave Caitlin, or whatever her name is.
No.
What's her name?
Haley.
Haley. Her.
Yeah. Hey, you know
Or
what?
your daughter's Caitlin.
Yeah. The mayor of Stratford wants him to get married
married
at
in
home.
Stratford.
Right?
I know.
That's going to happen.
Pretty big. Yeah.
Don't think so. Hey,
No.
did you hear what Timmy's is doing now?
Me?
No. Timmy's. There's
Like
another
Hortons?
Tim's
Oh.
beside you.
I didn't realize that.
Yes, there is.
Tim Hortons?
They're doing food delivery. They tried it out in 3 cities: Vancouver, in Ottawa, and in Edmonton. They're delivering food.
You mean like the sandwiches and like the
Yeah.
chicken salad and
so
croissant,
you know
that kind of thing?
how everybody at the
Like
office
KFC
makes
delivery. Now
Yeah.
it's Timmy.
Timmy's, and they did it with the help of a program called Skip the Dishes. So I guess Skip the Dishes are contractors who they hire, and then they bring. You know how when you're at the office and people say, "I'm going to Tim's. Can I get a? And
Right,
you see
so
people
instead
walking
now
down
they
the road
deliver.
and they're like this.
But is it an air listen to me. Is it like area delivery that pizza companies use, an area delivery service, or is Tim Hortons going to have their own delivery vehicle
Well, they're
with
testing it out.
designated staff to deliver?
They're testing
That's
it
gonna cost
out.
them money. Everything's going to go up in price at Tim
But
Hortons.
who knows how rich they are? Tim Hortons, are you kidding me?
Oh,
They have money for drivers? Come on.
No, the widow of Tim Hortons got so shafted.
What?
Well, the widow of Mr. Horton, the real Tim Horton, the hockey player.
Yeah, it's the hockey player.
She got bought out, but lowballed her way before it hit big and stuff. And the partner made it all the money, and she got a couple million, but that's all.
A couple million.
I think that's all. I don't even know. I'm talking through my hat right now. I have no idea how much she got.
I wonder why she did that.
I'm angry.
Apparently you are.
Not about the Tim
Just in
Hortons
general.
delivery. No, I woke up grumpy because of the Greyhound bus. I'm still fuming about that.
Yeah, it's kind of.
And not about Greyhound, about us here in Sault Ste. Marie, about...
Once you're here, you better like it.
Well, and I said yesterday on the show that we're trapped. I mean, but we don't have... we have one bus now, the Northland, which is thank you for still sticking around in Northern Ontario.
We appreciate you thinking of
But
us.
except it only goes Monday through Friday once, 11:30 in the morning, and it's a 5-hour ride to Sudbury.
Oh, wow.
On the bus.
So they must stop at...
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
And then, not only this, and they don't go Saturdays and Sundays. So let's pretend that you have an appointment Monday before noon, before 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Sudbury on a Monday. You have to leave Sault Ste. Marie at 11:30 on a Friday and spend the whole weekend to be there on Monday.
I never thought of it
Yeah,
that
hello.
way. My gosh.
Mike's talking in my ear about bus terminals
Yeah,
too.
Mike's always talking in your head.
You have to sleep at a bus terminal. Well, I see what he's saying. He's saying might have to sleep in a bus terminal if you can't.
If you can't afford it.
Chances are you're riding the bus because you can't afford to fly or you
can't afford
rent
to rent
a car. So then chances are you can't afford to rent a hotel room for a weekend.
For a whole weekend.
Can you imagine? And
That's
this is
craziness.
We're not a town. We're not a village. We're a city. We're a city in Northern Ontario. We shouldn't be treated this way.
What are you going to do about it?
No, I just don't. This is where I'm frustrated. What do I do? What do we do? We need the train. We need the train back.
We need the train. We need the bus. We need some kind of a bus system. Like
help.
seriously. So you know what? I think that Greyhound should come on the show.
Greyhound? Well, but it's not their job to defend themselves. They're a business. Of course they're going to not come here if they're...
Well, of course it's their job to defend themselves if they're making the decisions. They can say it's based on financial and these are our numbers. But
they're not obliged to run a business.
They're not obliged,
Well,
but as far as...
But the government is obliged to make sure that we have the services we deserve as a community in Northern Ontario.
Well, yes.
I blame the government.
But I'm just saying Greyhound is making money, whereas the government isn't.
We have Donna Hilsinger on the show this morning.
Okay?
Because she's running for city council. I want to know her opinion whether at the municipal level is there a responsibility from municipal politicians to help us with this dilemma we have with Northern Ontario travel.
Well, they could certainly, I would think, at least put you in the direction of where to go. They're going to tell you where to go.
Just like you do.
Every morning.
During the commercials.
Sometimes during the commercials. Sometimes right on the show.
What else am I doing this morning?
What else?
I'm pole dancing.
He's pole dancing.
Guys,
oh my gosh.
You don't even know.
Seriously?
Look, Will is behind the camera right now. He's so excited because he was there.
And you know what
he was lying on the floor with a microphone.
I can't even tell you. I've seen it. You have to. You know what? Get a coffee. Get the family together. This is an event. Like, you know, in the old days when they used to sit around the radio?
Luann,
this is that kind of thing.
We could damage the psyche of young children gathering around the,
I think it's already too late.
Okay, so so this morning it's Donna Hilsinger and pole dancing. How could you get that? You couldn't ask for a better hump day.
I'm not even.
Okay.
I'm not.
So listen, stay with us. We're going to come right back with our first interview. And you're going to stick around and do this one with me for a change, lady.
Yes, I am.
Because it's kind of newsworthy, and I'm not really the hard news guy. So stay. We'll be right back after this brief message with more from Mornings with Luann and Tim. Right after this. I did not get the memo about the fashion this morning. You guys look fantastic side by side.
That's because you're not in the loop.
You could be on a runway together right now with those outfits. Was so nice.
That's
and classy.
what I was thinking this morning at 4:45.
Oh, actually, as was I. Yes,
right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, we're runway
Perhaps
ready.
I should say welcome to Donna Hilsinger.
Well, thank you,
Thanks
Tim.
for joining us.
Thank you.
So good of you to come in,
Thank you.
especially this early. I know how busy you are.
Donna wakes up at, you all have always...
4:40 this morning.
This is
On
not
purpose?
unusual.
Yes,
Why?
because it's the best time of the day.
Really?
The universe is quiet.
Yes.
And you can think very clearly, I find, at that time of the day. So that's when I try and think, I try and write that time of the day. I try and do difficult tasks.
Do you journal?
No, I'm not a very good
Okay.
journaler. No.
I just didn't know when you said right.
Apparently, you're supposed to journal, and
Apparently
I've
it's good
tried, and yeah, I'm not very good at it, but I should keep trying.
If they would allow us to journal by dictating, I could do that because
Well,
I love to talk.
Why can't you journal by dictating? Who made the rule that said you cannot
Right?
journal the way you
Exactly.
choose?
Thank you, Donna Hilsinger. From now on, I shall journal by dictating. You know I'm not going to do that either, but anyway.
Yeah, no, he's not going
No,
to do
never,
that
but-
either. So we're here talking to Donna for a very awesome reason. We're very
Exciting.
excited because she is going to run as a candidate for city council in the upcoming election in October. So what, you're not busy enough?
Well, you know, these opportunities only come around once every 4 years, and I've been doing a few different things in my life in the last couple of years, and I see this as an opportunity to take my passion for the community and apply it in a different way.
Now, it's interesting you said it, you put it that way because you're fairly well known in the community, and that was going to be my next question. Why now? Because you've been so involved. You're on the Police Services Board, of course, the hotel.
And Economic Development Corporation, you just stepped down from your position on
Algoma
that.
Fall
Yeah,
Festival.
yeah.
Algoma
my-
Fall Festival, you're the executive director.
Yes, yes. Well,
So-
there's a number of things about how I live my life, and one of them is you can sleep when you die. That's one of my favorites. As I said, you know, these opportunities only come around once every 4 years. I don't work at the hotel on a day-to-day basis anymore, and so I've applied myself in different ways in the community, doing the work at the Fall Festival as executive director as opposed to a volunteer board member, and now it's time. I'm comfortable. I've been encouraged by a lot of people over the last number of years to put myself forward to become politically driven, and the timing seems to be right for me, and now is the time if I'm going to do it. So here we go.
Ward,
2 feet.
Ward 3?
Ward 3, yes.
And that's where you
yes.
live?
That's where I live. That's where our business is.
Oh, true.
And yes, so I'm looking forward to the opportunity to earn the trust and respect of the people who live in that ward, and perhaps they'll give me a chance to represent them.
Now, you know what? It's interesting because it sounds like you've been sort of reinventing yourself a little bit over the last couple of years, right? Which we all have had to do.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter how
yes.
old you are.
Yes.
You get to do that. So
Yes.
this seems like a logical next step.
It does kind of.
But yes, it's one of the logical next steps, I guess. As I've tended to shy away from politics in the past. As I said, I've been encouraged by a lot of people in the past, but some of the methodologies and the ways that politics is managed are not very comfortable for me, and I tend to be very action-oriented, very straight-shooting, get to the point, make things happen, either on my own or with others around me. And sometimes politics can be a little belabored in that kind of thing. And so, but I think I have something to contribute.
I've worked with you on a number of projects, and when you talk about working at a political level, you've had to deal with politicians many times in your many different the different hats that you've worn over the years. So you're not unfamiliar with bureaucracy and red tape and all of the stuff that has to, and you know how to play the game, so to speak, as when it comes to things like grant writing and dealing with government levels and dealing with local politicians too. That's a leg up for you, would you say?
Certainly.
Knowing the
certainly.
inner workings?
Certainly. I mean, I've made a lot of, I have a lot of colleagues and friends who work within political organizations. I've been exposed to it for a long time. I've been encouraged by some of them. I've received advice by some of them, and so I'm fairly comfortable that I'll be able to adapt. Again, should I be given the opportunity, that I'll be able to adapt to what it needs and share my visions with the working group, with council and the mayor, and see what we can create in the next 4 years.
Politics is in your blood a little bit too. You're thinking back to your father, JJ, at one time was very involved politically. More lately, your dad has been more socially active, doing a lot
Your
of
dad
fundraising.
was involved
and
with politics?
Oh, you did not know that?
I didn't.
Yes,
Yes.
No.
yes. He was involved with a number of people in the Sioux community when Trudeau was running, actually in the late 60s.
He managed my dad's campaign.
And,
Oh, I didn't realize.
My
yes,
father ran
yeah.
when my father was a Liberal member of Parliament.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
And then did your dad not run his own?
He did. In the early 70s, he ran for provincial parliament.
We were
and
pretty hardcore NDP at that point in Sault Ste. Marie. The steel plant was booming. Things were doing well industrially.
Except John Rhodes beat him.
The Conservative.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
Yes.
and so did Anne Valentine, who was the NDP. So
NDP.
he ran third in that. But
That's because you know why? That's just at that time the political winds were shifting.
it was, well, and John Rhodes was an incredible person
He
as
was.
well.
Yes,
You know,
absolutely.
Big on his
so
career.
absolutely, absolutely. So yes, politics is in my.
And your daughter works.
She does.
She was
does.
the.
She's been involved. She's been working. She worked for Ronna Ambrose for when she was interim leader. She works for the mayor of Toronto right now.
Right.
So.
So there, see, it's all there.
Yeah, it's all in the blood.
I don't know where she got that from, but whether that came from me or on her own, or
Maybe your grandpa.
yeah,
We have
exactly.
to take a quick break.
Yes.
And I'm sure Luann has more questions for you. I'm just sort of here to watch, and this is fun for me because
I'm looking forward to talking policy issues.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
I want to hear about what Donna has
Yeah.
on her, what she foresees as issues that she'd like to tackle if she were to win
When
this-
she does.
When she okay. So we'll be right back with more mornings with Luann and Tim and Donna right after this.
So glad to have you with us on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Joining us this morning, Donna Hilsinger, because she's running as a candidate in the upcoming municipal election. Very exciting, in Ward 3. What's your main concern or issue? What do you want to get to first?
Well, the list is probably too long.
That's why I said, what's your main?
I'm going to have to over time really prioritize this, but there's a number of things. I think that we need a new and an updated, really brave and bold vision for this community. I mean, I believe, and I have for a long time, I'm extremely passionate about how amazing what the quality of life is here, and how we could grow to be something that people will thrive in. I mean, the quality of life here is extraordinary, right? We know all about the nature. We're on the shores of the largest freshwater lake in the world, and we can move about our city without congestion. There are good quality jobs here. There's great schools, great education, both primary, secondary, and post-secondary. There's wonderful arts and culture, which is yet to be improved upon and grown, and so it's just a great place for people to live. And we've started to peter out in terms of our population. Most communities, not all, but most communities in Northern Ontario are shrinking a little bit, and I think we can change that. I think we can change that with a brave and bold new vision. Oh gosh.
Are you thinking
official plan? That's what I wanted to
the
say.
official plan?
Yes, I had plan in my head, but we're about to update the official plan for the community. That's a tremendous opportunity for us to create new standards. Capitalize more on the
gotta shake it up a
natural
bit.
beauty. Oh yeah, no, we got to shake it up a lot.
Yeah.
I'm looking to shake it up a lot. I think our aesthetics, our property standards can be vastly improved. What's happening at the old hospital site, for an example, is really frustrating, and I know that the city is acting on it, and I would encourage them to keep doing that, and I would encourage those responsible for it to just get on it, because we deserve better standards than that. I think generally speaking, we need a proper mobility plan for this community. It needs to address transit, it needs to address trails, it needs to accessibility, it needs to think ahead into the future. There's a number like 90% of people are going to own electric cars in the next 10 to 15 years. We know young people aren't buying cars as much as they used
That's
to,
right.
right? So what are we doing to address that in our community?
ready for that.
How are we making, how are we helping with our greenhouse gas issues, doing our own part in terms of making it safer, easier, more interesting for people to use transit? I'm understanding that the new transit system, while it's made some new improvements, there's some timing issues that I know I've been told people can't get to work in the morning, right? People who work early shifts, you know, they're forced to take taxis, and I understand fiscal responsibility.
Lots of complaints from students too about the transit system.
Yeah, you know, I think we need to treat the city like a business, right? And businesses, to me, businesses need to be socially responsible and they need to be fiscally responsible, right? And your business isn't going to thrive if you're not the best at what you do. You have to be the best, right? There's competition, right? There's competition in Northern Ontario and other communities where people
all vying for.
We're all vying, right? And
we're a border city too.
Absolutely. And so if we're not understanding that we're in a competitive business of growing a city, we're not going to do the best that we possibly can, right? So
your children would be considered millennials. Is that true?
They are, yes.
Okay, so and this is something that I think current politicians are starting to address. Newer people who are coming up, like yourself, who have children of that age. These are the people we need to address. We need to find out what they're looking for in the community, so that they are invited, they feel welcome, and that there's something for them to move here to,
or come back to.
I think that a lot of millennials feel frustrated that their voices are not being heard. And so I'm hoping that people like you and others will start listening to that generation and finding out what it is that they require from a community to live there happily. We did it with doctors. We found out what doctors needed to come here. So let's find out what other people require from us as a community to offer them that makes it enticing, right?
Why aren't we looking at the bigger picture, Donna?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I really think we started looking at the bigger picture with the Community Adjustment Committee report and now the roundtable. I participated in both those things. I think we need to move faster. I think we need to become even more visionary. We've done a lot of good work in the last 4 years. This council has done some great things. I would just like to see us be more progressive, have more standards, be more nimble, and be more innovative, and there are 700 jobs going to come available at Algoma in the next several years. That is a tremendous opportunity.
700.
That's
a lot of family.
Okay? It's a lot of people, right?
Wow.
700 jobs could be 2,000, 3,000
You're
people, right?
Yeah.
And so why does somebody want to come here to take a really great paying job in a dynamic industry in Sault Ste. Marie
and raise their kids here and live here?
And there are a lot of great jobs that right now that are being challenged to be filled, and there will be more that will come up as we go forward. And so I think that whole recruitment of people to Sault Ste. Marie needs a more collaborative approach where, you said we did it with doctors, and we did it with doctors sort of with this group, and we've done it with the lottery, for example, with this group. But I don't feel like we've had as much of a collaborative and integrated approach as we could, that is going out and helping people, looking for people to come and take on these jobs and move to our community. But also, one of the challenges is when people come to a community, usually their partner needs a job too, right?
Yes.
And so, I'm calling it a concierge system to really help connect people so that we are providing service to them. Just like we do in the hospitality industry. We serve people. Our community is here to serve our residents and to serve those who come to visit us and encourage that growth.
Yeah.
Awesome. Boy, I'm all invigorated now.
I know. That's
Seriously.
what I think a good politician
Yes.
does. A good politician
it gives
excites you
you-
and gives you hope and enervates you.
Yeah.
Enervates, is that a good word? I
Oh,
use enervates.
it
think
invigorates, and I really like the bold thought process. That's really something, and doing things a little bit more quickly.
Yes, we don't have time on our side.
No, we
right?
sure don't. We got to get on this.
Diversification
And
is huge.
The person who's going to get on it is Donna Hilsinger in Ward 3. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it.
been a
We're going to
pleasure.
keep a track on you throughout your campaign, see how
Well,
you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thanks
Do you want
for
to
inviting me.
Do you want to stick around and watch me pole dance?
Oh, absolutely. That's something I don't think I've seen you do before, Tim.
Yeah,
That's the one thing he's never done.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Always learning and growing.
Absolutely.
So listen, we got to take a break. Luann's coming back with the news after this. Once again, thanks to Donna Hilsinger running for Ward 3. And October 22nd is the date for the municipal elections. Get
Yes, it
involved,
is.
get out, learn about your candidates, and vote. And we'll see you right after this message. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim.
The Bank of Canada is widely expected to raise its trend-setting interest rate today for the first time in 6 months. Thanks to stronger economic data, experts are predicting Governor Stephen Poloz to hike the rate from its current level of 1.25%. Poloz has followed a cautious, data-dependent approach in recent months, and he hasn't touched the rate since raising it back in January, a move that came after 2 earlier increases in the second half of 2017. Poloz recently said the impacts of the U.S.-Canada trade dispute would figure prominently in the bank's decision-making process for today's rate announcement. Many analysts, however, expect Poloz to hike because of healthy numbers of late, including the Bank of Canada's own survey on business sentiment, tightened job markets, and solid wage growth. CN Rail says it plans to invest about $315 million in Ontario this year to expand and strengthen the company's rail network across the province. The company says planned projects include upgrades at CN's intermodal terminal in Brampton, which is northwest of Toronto, and the construction of a new train passing siding east of Sault Lookout. The company also plans to replace some 145 kilometers of rail, install more than 380,000 new railroad ties, and rebuild some 60 road crossing surfaces. CN says it will also perform maintenance work on bridges, culverts, signal systems, and other track infrastructure. The Ontario investments are part of CN's $3.4 billion capital program for 2018. The International Bridge Administration announced yesterday that one-way traffic crossings of the International Bridge here at the Sault totaled 138,002 for the month of June 2018. That's an increase, by the way, of 8.9% compared to June 2017. Traffic for the calendar year to date at June 30th is 686,759, and that's a year-to-date increase of 9%. The bridge has processed 100.5 million bridge crossings since 1962. Ontario's chief coroner says 3 recent deaths in the province may have been related to heat, compared to dozens already reported in Quebec. Yesterday, Dr. Dirk Heyer said that the 3 deaths were reported over the last 4 days. Quebec health authorities have said that up to 70 people died from heat-related complications in a recent heat wave, including 34 in Montreal alone. Heyer says the numbers are so different in part because Ontario performs autopsies before declaring a cause of death, and it can take months for those results to come in. He says Ontario also defines heat-related deaths differently than they do in Quebec. It only counts a death as heat-related if the temperature is the direct or major cause. Quebec officials have said many of those who died were already suffering from chronic conditions that were worsened by the heat. Durham Regional Police say the DNA of a second woman was found in the same home east of Toronto where remains of Rory Hache were discovered last year. Police say they believe the DNA belongs to a woman who was last seen in 2008.
A missing female at the time was identified as Candace Fitzpatrick from the Oshawa area. Family had reported to the DRPS in 2010 concerns of her not having been seen since 2008, and she was 18 years old at the time.
Minimized. That's how I feel almost, you know what I mean? Because she's not, like, where else in the world have you heard of a case like this? This is crazy. But I believe in my detectives, Rory's detectives, that they're taking their time for a reason. I come from a police decorated background of the family, so I understand the protocol that comes with it. It's at home frustrating, but sitting in there today, I'm glad that I'm not putting negative pressure on the police force, you know.
Richard McLennan from the Sioux has decided to retire from long track speed skating after competing for Canada internationally. From 2009 to 2016, he was part of the national program. The 27-year-old was inducted into the Sault Ste. Marie Sports Hall of Fame. He's competed in over 40 World Cup races between 2009 and 2016. This fall, McLennan will complete his Bachelor of Science in Exercise Physiology from the University of Calgary. The Mayor's Youth Advisory Council is pleased to present the summer superhero series of movies at the Bellevue Park Bandshell. While the Sault doesn't have a drive-in theater anymore, this is the next closest event that welcomes the entire family. The lineup is full of Hollywood blockbusters, including Spider-Man: Homecoming on July 12th, Big Hero 6 on July 26th, and Black Panther on August 2nd. All movies will begin at dusk, which is about 9:30, and the Bellevue Park Canteen will be open until 11 p.m.
And welcome back to Mornings with Luann.
I love our theme song.
Do.
Yeah.
I don't even really hear it anymore.
No?
No, I hear the squeaking and I think it's my knees.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I love that too, though.
Our little squeaky son?
Yeah, I've become very accustomed to it. So pole dancing, tell me all about it, Tim.
Well, here's how this all happened. Mike, the guy on the other side of that wall, has
Or the guy in your head.
The guy, the voice that I hear in my head, I call him Mike. He has a friend.
Okay.
And her name is
Does
Paula.
Giselle know about
Her name is Paula. Well, I call her Paula Pole.
Paula Pole.
That's not really
Of
her
course you
name.
do.
But her name is Paula, and she has this studio right here in downtown Sault Ste. Marie, and it's not the studio. She's not an exotic dancer.
No.
No.
Never has been.
No, never has been. She's the mother of 4. Her eldest daughter is 32 years old, and when you see her, you'll want to pole dance. If you can look like that after having 4 children, the eldest of which is 32, I would say that's a pretty good.
Not to get into your, I don't want to cut your grass. Is that the right term?
I don't want to cut your grass. Yeah.
Can anybody pole dance? Do you think?
Anybody can pole
I
dance.
could pole dance.
You could pole dance. You know what? Because here's the deal. It's not about. It's more about strengthening and stretching. It's not necessarily about spinning and all that stuff. I mean, it's about extending. There's a lot of shoulder work, a lot of arm and wrist work, a lot of core work, a lot of stretching.
That's what I mean. I have so little upper
But you
strength.
don't even need to. You lift yourself. It's about the pole moves.
What?
Not all poles move, but in her studio, the poles
pole
actually.
moves?
Yes,
Oh,
so you're
wow.
not. It's not like your hands and your.
Well, yeah, I always wondered
Your
about
hands
that.
and your thighs and your body are the friction that you need to hold on to the pole, but the pole itself spins. Now, I think for real stripper poles, I think they are solid, and strippers have to go around them themselves, and
gosh.
they use wrestling chalk and stuff.
That's
There's all
why they
kinds
look
of
so
tricks
awesome
to the trade.
then.
But here in the studio, the poles spin themselves, so it really, and it's gentle. It's
Really?
the stretching. You don't see the stretching. We do off camera the stretching. She wouldn't let me do it unless I warmed up first.
Good.
So she warmed me all up with the hands and the shoulders, and we did nice shoulder stretches, and then we did bending and side bending and stuff. And she knows it. She knows what she's doing. I mean, this woman knows her. Paula knows her stuff. But she has all kinds of clients from every age and every size, and you can go in with a friend. She can do up to 4 people. She can have 4 classes for up to 4
Really?
people. You have to take turns on the pole. You got to share your pole. And anyway, and then also you can do it in bare feet. You can do it in high heels if you want to dress up.
Oh, my.
You know, she offers all kinds, and it's all geared to the client.
And you don't have to be a skinny milling to go in there,
You
do
don't.
you?
No, because the whole point is you're going in to get fit and
Yeah,
to get
to be
strong. So she'll
strong.
work you through that, and then little by little you gain your strength.
Well, because as I get older, I'm thinking I worry about mobility or balance. You know what I mean? I watch my mom, and she's at this point where she has to be really careful to get up slowly, and she kind of does this now. And I'd like
You're
to be
going to see
able
this
to
is
be.
very core, very about core strength,
Yeah, eh?
and it's very gentle. So actually, we're ready to watch. You want to
Yeah,
watch it
let's
with me?
do it.
Okay,
Yay.
here we go. So this is me going on location to Pole Girls. It's called Pole Girl, and it's on Queen Street. And so you'll hear all about it. Just watch this fabulous routine that I do with Paula at Pole Girls. All right, well, here we are on TV, on location with Paula Pole. I call her Paula Pole. She is the owner, operator, instructor at Pole Girls. Pole Girls. Girl, get on the pole. Paula, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thanks for having us in today.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for coming in.
So this studio is located right on Queen Street, just a couple doors down from our friend Marnie Stone at Stone's Office Supply. Just
Almost neighbors?
and Arturo on the other side.
That's right. Great location.
Excellent location, right in the heart of downtown.
Yeah, people can just walk over on their lunch break if they want and have a pole class. And,
What are your hours here, Paula Pole?
our classes are offered by appointment only.
Okay.
So people text me and we set up a time that's convenient for them, and then we go from there.
So our time this morning is about 10:30 a.m. and I came here ready to, learn how to pole dance, and then realized that I wasn't properly dressed. So I ran home and I put on my comfortable clothing, and as you can see, I'm wearing the proper footwear now as well. As it turns out, Paula teaches both barefoot or in high heels, whatever you prefer. You do have male clients?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably one of the only male clients who actually wears high heels. You don't have to, guys, wear high heels to pole dance. It's just something.
Definitely not. No, you can wear whatever you're comfortable with.
Paula says she doesn't make anybody dance she doesn't tell anybody how to dance to their own music.
Dance their dance, yeah.
Dance their dance. I love your philosophy. How did you get involved in this anyway?
Well, I saw someone that was really, really good, and I was fascinated. So I, at the time, I had been living in a very rural location. So I thought by the time I, drove to a pole class, it would take a lot of time and money out of my. So what I did was I bought myself a pole, and I'm self-taught. Yeah.
You're a self-taught pole dancer.
Yes.
Did you go online and look at videos of pole?
Yeah, I YouTubed videos and slowly built up my strength. And I actually put my pole up first at a job I was working at. So I was a server, and they had an indoor pool. It's the Marmora Inn bed and breakfast.
Where was that?
That's in Marmora. It's a fine dining bed and breakfast establishment. It has an indoor pool, and I was a server. So I put my pole up in the pool room. So I would serve, and then when I was done work, I would go work out, and then I'd go for a swim.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you combined the jobs, and while you were serving, you'd come down the pole going, "Who had the margarita?" All the way, whee, boom. There you go.
That would have been a great idea, but no, I wasn't that.
Well, you know what we need to do? We need to get a fire hall, an old fire hall. Ooh, maybe we could get the old brewery and turn it into a restaurant pole bar where you could actually come down the pole with food.
I would love that idea.
Okay, I'm in.
I'd work there.
You'd never mind work there. You'd run the place. Girl, pole girl. So how long has Pole Girls been in existence?
Well, this studio was here before me. They brought
You share this space?
No, not anymore. They brought me in, and then they left.
Who's-
the
oh.
other instructors, who shall remain nameless, because then it became mine, and now it's Pole Girls.
But I mean in this
Oh yes, this gym has been here, I think, over 3 years.
and the gym is
Exclusive.
exclusive. That's the name. It doesn't mean you can't come here. It just means that's the name of the gym, exclusive.
That's right. It's personal trainers run by Sam and Chris.
I just saw them out there. They seem super nice.
They are.
And they had a couple of ladies in for a class together. They had like two ladies who were friends taking a class.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So they do personal training. They do diet planning, like total body. Yeah.
And then you are here teaching pole dancing. So this has been a few years for you, you said?
I've poled myself. I started polling.
That sounds painful. I polled myself.
No, I didn't.
You've been dancing yourself for?
Since after I was 40.
Okay, I wouldn't have believed you were actually at 40 yet. So obviously pole dancing is working well for you. You have an amazing figure.
Thank you.
How long is a pole dance class?
So classes are an hour, generally an hour, but sometimes they run over. And
Is it always just one person, or do you do small, like a couple people?
because the studio is not like a full-fledged larger center pole class, we only have 2 poles, so I only cap it at usually 4 or 5 because people have to take turns, and they don't like that. They get really
I don't know that I'd be comfortable sharing my pole with anyone either.
people get greedy.
Play nice with your poles, girls. Girl! Pole girl. Well, now, let's see.
So you're gonna learn pole?
I'm going to learn pole dancing, so we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to throw to a commercial back in the studio, and then we're going to come back, and you and I will be attempting. You're going to teach me how to pole,
I have total faith in my ability to teach you pole.
and I have total faith in my ability to spin on a pole. Stay with us and watch me spin when we come back live on Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this. Hello, we're back with Paula Pole. Paula, I can't believe you just told me during the break that you are the mother of 4.
4 children.
And your eldest daughter is?
32.
Everyone should pole dance. Holy smokes, what's next? What are we gonna do?
Okay, so
We warmed up during the break, just so you know. I did
Yes.
my stretches, my shoulders and hands, very important. Wrists, important.
Yep. So we're going to continue with some stretching, and this
Good.
is what we move to next in a class is stretching on the pole, and I love these stretches. They feel so good.
I'm excited.
So just legs apart.
Legs apart.
Just at, yep, whatever's
That's good for
comfortable.
me.
Yep. Now pull your butt back.
Oh, I'm coming down. Oh.
Yeah. So you can walk your hand down different level to get different stretches.
Yes, you certainly can. That's a whole new world right there. Okay.
If you want to go, really crazy, you can bend a leg and then come back to center. And bend
Bend
your
a
other.
leg.
And then come back to center.
Look at me, Mama.
And then watch how you pull out, or pull. That didn't sound right.
That's all right. We're doing safe pole dancing. Oh, I just kissed the pole.
Yeah. So another one is we'll find our balance on our outside leg.
Outside leg
And
balance.
this is our inside leg.
Mm.
You're going to hook your inside knee on the pole like this, and then lean out.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready? I'm going to
Find
hook
your
my pole.
balance.
Find my balance
Yeah.
first. There's
Find
my
your
balance.
Now at hip
Hook
height.
my knee.
So at hip height,
Hip height.
feel it right in your knee pit. Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm going
slowly
to.
lean.
Am I reaching this way, Paul?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys. Oh, no, I got it now. I understand. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I'm kind of in love with this pole a little
This is
bit.
the best.
Can I do the other side?
Always do the other side.
Thank you, Paula Pole. Wait, I'm gonna find my balance. Find my
Find your
balance.
balance on your outside leg.
I'm like,
Get a nice knee hook.
what's the word that stands on one leg? A pelican?
Yeah.
A flamingo. I'm like a pole dancing flamingo.
So that's actually a great exercise to do side
Oh, that
crunches.
feels so good. Stop. This is how you get the Paula Pole abs. Oh!
Yes.
Are you kidding me? Oh, Paula Pole.
Awesome.
And that stretches my hips too.
Yes. Yeah.
Good for me.
Yeah. So okay, so we do like strengthening exercises. I'll
Yeah.
show you one.
Okay.
So you want to hold the pole right in your armpit like this,
Of course
and
I
then
do.
grab here.
Okay.
Then you want to put your body in front of the pole.
Mm-hmm.
This one is going to come up above it.
Yes.
This is called a strong hold.
Okay.
And now we're going to raise our knees.
I'm gonna grab here,
Right in your armpit.
right in my armpit,
There
right
you go.
here.
Yeah, then
And this is
one
gonna go up
a little
here.
bit lower.
The lower.
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 There you go. Put your body in front of the pole,
In
like
front of-
rest on it with your
Oh,
butt. There you
like
go.
rest on it with my butt.
Yeah. Now.
Ready?
Boom. Crunch. Yes!
Oh my.
Hey, always point your toes.
Oh.
Yeah!
I saw your t-shirt. She has a t-shirt that says point your effing toes.
Thanks, Stevie.
Okay, that would be core too, huh?
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah. And so what other ones do? We do, oh, there's so many. You'll
So
never,
many?
never stop learning. That's what I love about pole fitness.
You seem to know an awful lot. You've done your homework, Paula Pole.
Thanks.
Can we do something with music now?
Oh yes.
Can we? What?
I should teach you probably a hold first.
A whole, yes.
So this is called your standard hold. So it's one arm straight up,
Yes.
one arm across your chest. The straight up arm pulls your weight. This one stops you from banging into the pole.
Oh, we wouldn't want that
It's
to
like a
happen.
cage,
Don't
right?
want to be a pole banger.
No.
I want to be a pole dancer.
Yeah. Yeah, and
Here
across.
and across.
Right. So pull on that one, feel it in
I
your
can
shoulder.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's called engaging your shoulder.
I'm engaging my shoulder.
Yeah. So.
Do I have to give my shoulder a ring to get engaged to it?
Do you want me to teach you a spin now?
A spin?
Yeah? Okay. So we're going to do a fireman spin, which is a basic spin, and it's usually one of the first spins that I teach when I teach a class. So
Have you ever taught an actual fireman a fireman spin?
yes, I have. Yes, I have. And she's a woman. Hi, ankle. I'm gonna pull back a bit from the pole just to give my body some space
Alrighty.
to go into my spin.
Yes.
So now I'm gonna go into my spin. When I go into my spin, I'm gonna lift my back leg, or this leg to the back of the pole. So watch, back of the pole. And I'm gonna just.
No, you did not! Paul, Now talk me through it, Paul.
So arm up high.
Arm up high.
Arm across your chest.
This is the standard hold.
That's it.
But I'm going to back up slightly.
Yeah, now wrap your outside leg.
This leg is going
now
here.
pull back a little
Pull
bit.
back a little
Yeah.
bit.
Now,
With the foot too or just the body?
Just with the
Just
body.
like I'm doing.
Yeah. Now when you go into your spin, remember lift your
Does
second
the
leg.
pole spin?
It does!
I thought my hands had to... All this time, I thought...
Some don't.
Some
no,
don't.
some don't.
I like the spinning pole. And now when I go into my spin,
So go into your spin, just go with it, hang on that arm. That
Hang
high,
on.
High.
High.
Yep. And then go into your spin, lift your other leg. Yes! Yeah! Woo! Drop it down! Yeah! He's done this before!
I never have!
I
Well,
swear.
okay. No. I might have, but I don't really remember
And
it.
you have to do your other side. Wrong.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
It's always hard when you gotta go
And
the other
across-
way.
And across your chest.
Cross my chest.
Outside leg to the pole.
Outside
No,
leg?
no,
No.
outside foot. Nope.
Sorry.
Outside foot. Back.
Outside foot.
Nope.
No, I'm back.
Outside foot.
This foot.
There you go.
Oh, and
So
stand
you're
back
just-
slightly.
That's right, and you're just going into your spin again.
I'm going into my... This way I'm going now?
Yeah.
Oh my God! I'm going fast this time. Oh, look at me, slut. I'm a sexy mother. Paula, that's a 6-minute thing.
That is awesome.
Can we go to commercial and come back? And I want to do something with music and dress up. Okay, so we're going to go to commercial, and Paula and I are going to come back just to wrap up this segment. We don't normally do 3 segments, but you're too much fun.
Yay!
Okay, Paula, Paul, and Tim coming up right after this. Stay with us on Mornings with Luann and Tim. Luann, you should have come. Oh my God. Next time.
Okay, recording and go ahead.
Welcome back. I'm with Paula from Pole Girls. Pole Girls on Queen Street. What's your address?
523A Queen Street.
523, right upstairs, Queen Street East, right downtown. And for appointments, how do they get a hold of you, Paula? You can tell them,
They
right?
can just text me at 297-5107, area code 705.
Look at that, eh? And then you too could be a pole dancer like me with Paula at Pole Girls. Here we go, Paula. Crank it up, Will. Are you ready, Paula?
I'm ready.
5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm struck my stuff, Paula. I look at my dip. And pirouette behind. Fire. Here we go. We'll be back with more with Luann and Tim right after this.
Okay, that was for that.
Oh my. Oh my goodness.
Will you come to a pole class with me?
I'm not wearing shorts. If I can wear a skidoo suit, then I'm going.
Lou, no, you can.
It looks hard.
It's so fun.
Yeah?
And it really, you know what? I feel stretched. I don't feel sore. It's not.
That was going to be my next question, because you're like hoisting
You
yourself
know,
up there.
I know.
Yeah.
But did you see her?
Oh!
Honestly.
Oh, girl!
Oh, girl!
I love how you said that.
She is a delight. To spend an hour with her in that studio would just be a delight. So
You know what? It would be awesome to get a lesson from her because of her personality too.
And we need to get her on.
Yes.
We need to see her live somewhere, do a whole routine.
Yeah,
'cause-
let's do that.
Okay.
Okay.
So listen, we gotta go.
Okay, we gotta go.
Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day.
We hope that we started your Wednesday off great, and we hope to see you again Thursday morning here on Mornings with Luann and Tim. So nice to spend time with you.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest of your day, my dear. We'll see you tomorrow,
too.
everybody.
Bye.